Hey everyone, thank you for checking in. Please subscribe and like us, and so forth and so on. So let's just go through some of these tech stocks or these stocks that are going to be reporting this week. First, though, let's look at the S&P SPY. Really didn't do much today. I mean, basically did absolutely nothing. Was really just up about 6 basis points. So that's about as unchanged as you can be without actually being unchanged. But I guess we're kind of just quiet here ahead of the earnings. I'd be watching on the downside. We've talked about this level, like right around here, around 542.70. If you're a short-term trader, notice how it was support back here, and it looks like it's become support again. That was really pretty much where today's low trade was. All right, so we got Microsoft coming up tomorrow after the close, and the key to watch here is how these things react to these certain price levels. So here we have a situation where around 432 here, it was resistance, then it converted into support, and now it looks like it's going to be resistance again. Important price levels can convert back and forth from support to resistance and vice versa. And it's because of seller's remorse. The people that sell, well, resistance become support because of seller's remorse. People sell here, and when the price goes higher, a lot of them say, I made a mistake. If I can get my shares back, I'm going to, but only if I get them at the same price I sold them at. So when the shares finally get back down to their resistance level, if you have enough of these remorseful sellers placing buy orders, it becomes support. Now, here's the opposite. People buy and it goes up, but then it goes below their level. A lot of the people who bought say, this was kind of dumb. If I can get out at break even, I'm going to. So when it rallies back up to their price, remorseful buyers placing sellers can create support. Resistance. So 432 is the level to watch short term on the upside. I would have on the downside right at this former little bottom. Reading charts is like, people always tell me like, oh, Mark, you see the chart, you're so good at reading charts, blah, blah, blah. I'm really not. It's just a matter of, it's not hard. You just look for the levels that were bottoms or levels that were tops, levels that were resistance and were support, because they tend to retain their importance for a while. I mean, some price levels are more important than others. Why did this turn at 432? Why has this level been important since May? I have no idea. Why is it not 535 or 427? I don't know. But I do know. Well, I wouldn't have known back here, but when it became support here, I would have known it was important because it was important back here. But anyway, you just want to look for your former tops, your former bottoms, because that's a good chance. There's a good chance that that's where a reversal is going to come, is when your stock gets to that. So here's Apple, right? We've been focusing on this now for the last 3 days. Basically didn't move today, hanging out right. Oops, sorry. Just want to see when these guys report. These guys report in 3 days. So as you can see, what happened here? Well, we found support at the level that was resistance. So again, I think the one main thing to watch in the market is that over there. As goes Apple, I think goes the sector. Those are some hawks in my backyard. And NVIDIA looks pretty weak. It finally, it got down to a level that had been support. So here's an example of finding a bottom at a prior bottom, as opposed to finding a bottom at a prior top. But we see this too. And it is trending lower. So now it looks as though this is kind of what we need to look out for, which I just kind of mentioned in Microsoft. Will this level that was support become resistance over here? And so far it has, and that generally sets the stage for another move lower. You can kind of see that action. Well, not kind of, you can really see the action here on McDonald's, right? Notice how as the price is going lower, the level that was support became resistance. The level that was support here, around 260, became resistance. So it's like markets don't go in like a straight line. They go in this like staircase, right? So like, look at this, right? So what was support becomes resistance. What was support becomes resistance. What was support becomes resistance. This is a graphical illustration of this buyer's remorse. When this process of resistance or occurring at former support levels ends, it tells us that the buyer's remorse in the market is draining out, kind of. And that could set the stage for a reversal. So as of now, this 263 level here for McDonald's has been pretty clear resistance. So if we get above this, it'll tell us that that kind of buyer's remorse is evaporating or dissipating. If we get above it, then that could set the stage for another move higher. But if we don't get above this resistance, then there's a good chance we roll over and we see something like this, and then we get down to whatever the next level is. So just a little bit of a lesson there in McDonald's to pay attention to. All right, everyone, please make sure you check in tomorrow. There should be a pretty active week with all these earnings coming out. Let me just look at a couple more things here real quick. Amazon. See, here's an example of finding support at a level that was support before. And what else is there? Facebook. Kind of the same thing here, right? This one's a little bit more choppy, but you can see what was support here becomes resistance over here. Support here became support again. Remember, it's all about the levels. Knowing where the levels are, it's like your map to profits. I mean, look at this. The opening price on Google back here was 164.26. The low trade on Friday was 164.06. So within pennies of where we were in early May is where we found support. And again, you can see here, resistance turned into support, resistance turned into support. All right, everyone, that's about it for today, I guess. Please make sure you like us, and I'll see you.